Hello, welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me already. I really couldn't run this channel without you. Let's push past my suppression. So I've done a bit of jiggy-eyeing with my schedule. I had a Doctor Who video recorded for today already, which was to do with something else to do with the last series, but it was a little bit different actually. So I've moved that one to next week because this one came from SFX magazine and it was talking about season 3 of Doctor Who, or series 3, or whatever series number you want to call it, because there seems to be so many now. So I thought I'd get this one done today. This is because people have actually asked for my opinion on it. I was asked on the Sensory and I've been asked online as well. So I'm going to do it. And I may be able to give you some insights from an acting perspective as to what that may actually mean for the show. Russell T Davies says he's hopeful that Doctor Who will be renewed for season 3, but adds that there is no update yet. Okay, so we know we've just had season 1 and we've got season 2, which has been written already for next year and it's already been filmed. And right now, Ncuti Gatwa is on a filming break. He is rehearsing for The Importance of Being Earnest, and he doesn't know whether or not he's coming back for season 3, series 3, whichever. We know that the next series is scheduled for next year, so let's carry on. Doctor Who season 2 may not be kicking off until next year, but fans are already looking ahead into the future, praying that the beloved sci-fi show will be renewed beyond that. Hey, this series is all about time, I guess. Let's see what you did there. But will a third season happen? Showrunner Russell T Davies is remaining hopeful despite there being no updates, as he tells SFX magazine in the new issue, which features Agatha all along on the cover and hits newsstands on September 4th. So this is actually dropping very early. As the writer revealed, Davies doesn't expect there to be news on the third season renewal until the second one has aired, stating, "It's an industry decision. It's like any business. These things take time. I think the decision will come after the transmission of season 2. That's what we're expecting. That's what we've always been heading towards." Now, we know that the streaming figures were not great. We know that the overnights were not great. And the 28 days, as I confirmed the other day, were also not great. It didn't do well on the Nielsen charts nor on Samba TV. According to some of my friends in America, it was briefly charting and then falling off the charts on Disney+. What Russell T Davies says is correct. It is an industry decision. It's like any business that goes on. You make the decision when the time comes. However, a lot of these decisions can be based on viewing figures. If series 1, season 1, whichever, was really so successful, I think we probably would have heard a new investment into season 3 already by now. But the thing is, we haven't. So what Disney are doing is they're making RTD play the waiting game. And I think what will happen is, just like preemptively sort of like looking at what he's just said in this particular statement, and this may backtrack on something that I said earlier on about possibly him waiting until the end, is that they will see how season 2 does. And if it does really well in the beginning, you know, like astronomical viewing figures across the BBC and across Disney Plus, then I will say that they will probably announce it almost immediately that it will be renewed for a season 3. But what this is essentially saying to me is that there are actually doubts as to whether or not this should go ahead for the season 3, which is why they are waiting. And it's also telling me that if they actually don't think the figures are good enough, they'll probably wait about 3 to 4 weeks and then it will just be gone from Disney Plus. Disney will not reinvest. And then that decision alone will rely with the BBC. But I think because their budget will be perhaps like negligible, perhaps the BBC will either like make it look a more like a cheaper version or an earlier days sort of Doctor Who, and I'm talking about New Who here because, you know, we won't go back to the classic generation. So they will get it to fund like that, or they'll just say, you know what, let's put a stop to it for the time being. Let's put it to rest. Do you know, we might even get a hint. Because if you remember, I talked about Sylvester McCoy's last lines in Survivor. It was sort of a more of a closure in my review of Survivor. If you've not seen that, go and check that out. I do talk about that. That was released well over a week ago now. Gosh, time has flown. If we see something that is similar, perhaps a bit more of a conclusive rounding off, then that may also be an indicator as to how it's going to go for a potential renewal season. So, yes, in conclusion, if the views in season 1 had been astronomical, they would have announced it already. They will wait until season 2. If season 2 does really good in the beginning, they'll announce a season 3. I'm pretty sure of that. Well, I'm about 70% sure of that. And then if it is not good enough, they will probably wait a little while, give it some time, wait for the extra viewing figures to come in, maybe some 28-day figures, see how that's rolling around. And if it's not great, then it'll be gone, at least from Disney Plus. With the BBC, obviously that will then be entirely up to them, and it may go to a reduced budget or it will fizzle out. So that's my opinion on what will happen. Of course, just remember that is my opinion. And I also think we need to step back from Boys Brigade writing and actually introduce brand new writers, brand new showrunners that are completely fresh faced and completely new. Let me know what you think. Chat about it, don't shout about it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. with TikTok Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.